Hi, everyone. This is our fourth session in the mindfulness series, 20 Minutes in 2020. For the last few sessions, we've been working with two particular exercises. The first one is one breath meditation and clear mind, don't know. So before we get into our practice, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the breath. And it's a pretty common instruction that we use the breath as our object of meditation. But what does that really mean? What does that mean? And why are we using the breath as our object of meditation? Meditation can be described as a body practice, which seems a little odd if we think like, oh yeah, I'm practicing mindfulness. What does that have to do with my body? And I think it's really important when you're engaged in any kind of practice to revisit the fundamentals and the rationale as to why you're doing certain things. So for example, if you're a runner, it might be useful to revisit some principles of running and how to prepare for a run, and that we're not just engaged in this activity blindly and I'm just running, I'm just doing my thing. And I'd like to take a moment today to reflect on and to revisit the importance of the breath and why we work with it. So the kind of meditation that we have been engaging in since we started practicing together quite a few months ago, I would say, is it's mostly calm abiding. And I was reading this book called Preparing to Die, and it talks about the breath and the breath as the object of meditation. And when I read this little paragraph, which I'm going to read to you shortly, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. This is why we do this. And I just wanted to share that with you. So it goes like this. Mindfulness is initially cultivated by practicing shamatha with form or referential shamatha. The shamatha here refers to calm abiding meditation. This type of shamatha uses the reference of the body, breath, or an object to steady the mind. The idea is to use a stable form while we still have one as a way to stabilize the mind. So here we can think of our breath as a means to stabilize the mind, to anchor the mind when we have a lot of mental chatter that's going on, when our left brain is like really on fire. To get away from that, we can bring awareness to our body. And this is why we implement the breath as the object of meditation. So I'm just going to segue here a little bit. I know a lot of people this week who are celebrating birthdays. And some of you may have heard me saying this before, but our breath is our oldest friend and most reliable one. Our breath is with us from the time we are born till the time we leave this earth. And I was actually thinking about that, like wishing someone happy birthday. It's like, oh, we can say like happy birthday. So in honor for all of those who are celebrating birthdays this week, I'd like to light a candle for you to wish you happy birthday. And we're going to practice something here. You don't have a candle, but you can pretend that you have one. And this is linked to one breath meditation. But what I'd like you to do is just play with this and pretend that you have a candle and you have it lit and you're doing an inhalation and an exhalation. And with our exhalation, our point is not to extinguish the flame like we would if we were blowing out a birthday cake, but we want to blow on it and still want it to be lit. So this is actually a way that you can visualize yourself slowing down your breath. So let's try this together. I'm going to inhale and then I'm going to exhale without blowing out the candle and only using one breath. Okay, I'm going to do that again. One more time. Okay, now I'm going to blow it out. So happy birthday to those who are celebrating birthdays. Okay. So I'm just going to talk like really briefly about one breath meditation. And one breath meditation is exactly what it sounds like. You're using one breath for your meditation practice. The beauty of this practice is that you can do it anywhere. You don't have to have any special equipment. You don't have to assume any elegant or special posture. It's a kind of meditation that you can do on the go. If you're in a meeting and you're feeling tense, you can practice one breath meditation discreetly and no one will know. If you're stuck in traffic, you can do it as well. You can do it anywhere. So it's a practice that you can move with very easily. So the whole premise of this is that we're just bringing awareness to our breath, and we're inhaling and exhaling, and that's it. So we'll start with one variation, and then I'll guide you through a second variation of this. So you're just sitting where you are, normal, and let's just inhale together and exhale. Do that for another round. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to play with this a little bit, and we're going to put our shoulders back and kind of open up our chest area and tilt our head a little bit upward, so you're almost in a stance of dignity. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to inhale and exhale. As we inhale, we're taking in new energy, and with the exhalation, we're getting rid of whatever no longer serves us. So that's one breath meditation. Now we're going to move into our main practice, which is clear mind, don't know. So I'm just going to repeat the instruction just in case this is new for anyone. So in this particular practice of clear mind, don't know, it's a way of, I guess, coming to terms with there's so many things that we don't know. And that's certainly the situation that everyone in the world is in right now. We're not sure what's happening with the economy. We're not sure when, the lockdown is going to be over. We don't know once we step out of our homes whether it's safe or unsafe. And each one of us is encountering that right now. It might be different variables for different people, different things that they don't know about. But working with don't know is it's a powerful practice because it allows us to accept and be okay with not knowing. And in our society, it's very knowledge driven. We are driven to know everything. But the fact of the matter is that there's so many things that we are unaware of or don't have the knowledge. And that's okay. It's okay to not know. So what we do in this particular practice is on our inhalation, we say to ourselves, clear mind 3 times. So it would go something like this. Clear mind, clear mind, clear mind. And on our exhalation, don't know. And you do that over and over again. And if you become distracted, just bring yourself back to your breath gently. And the inhalation, in terms of the length of the inhalation and the exhalation is a little longer than the inhalation. One guideline is that the exhalation should be twice as long. You don't have to be that measured about it, but I think once you're trying to slow things down for yourself, that's really the point. We don't need to be rushing from one thing to the next, right? So Clear mind, clear mind, clear mind. Don't know. Okay, so we're going to move into our main practice, which is that, and we have about 8 minutes. So I'll guide you in. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's get into position. So seated comfortably wherever you are. You can sit on a chair or on the floor, whatever works best for you. Make sure that your spine is upright, but not that you're holding yourself tightly in tension. You are occupying a space between heaven and earth. And let's just take a minute to feel the earth beneath us, supporting us. Feel where you're making contact with the earth. Whether that's your feet being on the floor, or just becoming aware of your presence on your seat. We're going to do a short body scan, starting from our feet and moving up. So as we do this, if you encounter any points of tension or discomfort in your body, pause for a minute and breathe in and out of that point of tension. And then you can continue along with your body scan. So let's start with the feet. Bring awareness to your feet and feel how your feet support you. Move up through the legs, knees, thigh, the waist, your torso, shoulders and arms, neck, and head. Now bring awareness to your body and feel how your body is breathing today. What shape has your body taken on today? How does your breath feel? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it in your chest area? Is it in your abdomen? There are no wrong or right answers to these questions. We're just checking in with our body to see where we are right now in this moment. Breathing in, you breathe in. Breathing out, you breathe out. Let's get started with clear mind, don't know. So you can practice this for the whole duration of the time. Or if you like, you can start off with clear mind, don't know, and then let that dissolve and just return to focusing on your breath. I'll get you started for a few rounds, and then I'll leave you to practice on your own. So let's start. On our inhalation, say to yourself, clear mind, clear mind, clear mind. And on your exhalation, don't know. Again, clear mind, clear mind, clear mind. Don't know. And continue doing that for yourself. If you get distracted, that's natural. We're human. Just bring your attention back to the breath. And remember that this is where the power of your practice resides. It resides in the coming back to the breath. Not that you can do clear mind, don't know for 20 minutes uninterrupted, but that in that moment when we realize that the mind has wandered off, we see that and then bring it back where it needs to be. So we're coming towards the end of our practice time together. Take a moment here to savor these last few moments. Appreciate the quiet that's within you. Go ahead and wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bringing awareness back to the body. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. And just smile a little. Let the corners of your lips turn upwards. And as you do this, notice if anything feels different in your body or in your mind. So let's just close off with dedicating some of our merit that we've derived from our practice. So you can dedicate your merit to yourself, or you can share that with family and friends, and even more outwardly to the world. I'll leave that up to you to decide how you want to dedicate your merit from today's practice. Okay. Thank you for your practice. And I'll be posting this one online as well, along with all the other ones that I have done and created. Next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about clear mind, don't know, and the relevance of that, seeing that here in Colorado, starting from next week, the stay-at-home restrictions are going to be a little less rigid. It's going to be a little more relaxed. So I wanted to talk about on Tuesday's session next week about how there's still a lot that we don't know, and we may be experiencing a different kind of anxiety, seeing that the restrictions are being lifted, and we'll just talk about working with our emotions in that context. All right, see you next week. Bye.